January and we did. How the heck did you miss the Fries
we were
group?
all on Fries group together.
Right?
I don't... He must... Like, he's like,
was
thanks, Yankos was the knower. I'm like...
He was busy watching LEC reruns. That's the problem. So he just missed out on all of the good games. He was focused on Legend Group.
Well, like,
thought that the Fries group wasn't as important.
I thought we made Fries group jokes together.
I think you probably did.
Do I have false memories?
You may have. But maybe last game was a false memory as well. Kiwoom DRX are hoping that it is as they look to shake it off moving into this next one as we are into the draft for game number 2.
Well, no more Rise for Rise Group. He is fearlessly banned.
He is.
In this second game. Let's see if they ban all of the AD carries. Because
well, now he doesn't pick Kellin again.
Kellin, you know, what is he going to do?
Well, we hate archery as we have the icy archery gone, the corruption archery
I know what's
going
to happen.
Ezreal.
They're not going to ban Ezreal, and then LazyFeel's going to first pick Ezreal.
Oh, well, that sounds like a thing that Kiwoom DRX would want to do.
They do that a lot. It's actually their #1 thing. Of all teams in the LCK, Kiwoom DRX have prioritized first pick AD carry more than any.
So they're going to ban Lucian here.
Could be. Very likely.
Lucian, wabam. Lucian, wabam. Lucian, wabam.
Lucian, wabam.
Wabam. Lucian. Lucian, wabam. Wabam, Lucian.
Bye. Oh,
Jace!
Jace!
Lucian looks weird.
They're like, that one shoots range sometimes. That's close enough.
All right, so the Jace is going to be the ban.
Is it an Ezreal ban, or do we see something else here?
The Karma ban?
Karma... I mean, if you get if you get Karma, then they're less likely to play Ezreal. Then you could get Ezreal Karma, so that could be a problem. I would say, probably don't let them play that. Well, okay, we're trying to trade it. I think Andil plays Karma.
Wait, why would you ban Jhin? Weird. Okay, so Karma can be first pick. The Ezreal is obviously going to be first pick.
They just do this instead of picking the Karma. This is
so Jhin Karma is the response, right?
Yes. And the Ezreal is not going to like it. But maybe Andil can play Bard. He's kind of a secret sleeper.
He is.
Bard player.
He was absorbing the Bard bans earlier on in the season. I actually think playing a Bard lane would be a better idea because it plays pretty well into the Karma that we've seen.
If he plays Nico, I will be very disappointed. But I don't think he will.
Oh, don't even will that into existence. That's crazy. It's okay.
They don't have to get the Jhin right now since the Ezreal is already locked. So they'll take Naafiri here for Raptor, one of his favorites. Especially in the heyday of BNK FEARX. So we don't talk about that one game, but besides that one game...
Yeah, no. What game? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, sorry. I was talking about like Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. We don't talk about that.
Oh, I love that game.
Yeah, but if we start talking about it, then we're going to have to escape from the city.
Oh,
we'll make it through.
All right, Bard is the lock-in,
okay,
obviously.
He didn't do Nico, and they got the Blind Art, which has, by the way, been so good right now this season. Especially
and it's one of Rich's champions.
Yes. Now it's so much less likely that you will be seeing a tank top. And I don't think you can actually go like Vayne here as clear and say, aha, because then you'll lose your AD carry pick. You have to lock the Jhin.
Yeah. And Jhin isn't a real champion. So I'm looking that I'm feeling like the 6th gamer could be upon us here. It's Kiwoom DRX set up.
I'm like kind of concerned about the fact that there's not a lot of engage necessarily here. Like the Jhin can be some sort of follow-up engage, right, with his Deadly Flourish, but Taeyun is a really good player, but he's not Ruler, you know? I'm going to need to see a little bit more before
And it didn't even work for Ruler.
Yeah, it almost, I mean, he played really well, but...
He did.
And then he got caught.
He got caught a couple of times. But it's Ruler spots, just the way that it goes. Wukong, the most useful jungle ban in the Rise group, is going to come through. Genius. Renekton, another Rise favorite.
I wonder if they'll just ban Vayne on that final spot, as the Vi will also get taken away. Another great, simple Kizerg ban.
It's a lot of Kizerg being taken away here.
Willer is down to a pretty thin jungle pool now. So we'll see if he wants to just like play Trundle or something, as a lot of our teams have done.
That would definitely deter Clear from playing a tank. I don't think, like, already it was looking like a tough game to pick Sion into.
It's pretty not ideal. So, does he just play Ambessa into Gnar? That sounds so tough. Like, this is not a great situation for Clear. There's not a lot of good picks left.
You can Yorick, kind of?
You can, or you could, like, Camille and call Raptor a lot, put him on speed dial.
Or you just pick Aurora and then
Keep it ambiguous?
Yeah, just hide from your problems. Oh, last pick, Sylas? That could be an angle.
That actually could kind of work. Sylas top has been very volatile, but we've seen it a few times. It could just be the Aurora top with the Sylas mid.
It hasn't won a lot in the LCK, but it's been picked mainly by Dudu, and he's one lane.
Yeah.
They just, like, DNS do not win games in the LCK. That's just not a thing.
Viktor feels very safe here, and this composition has now 3 strong late game damage dealers that are very good. And you know what? Pantheon's actually still up.
Yeah, this is Kizerg.
This kind of works. You can follow up on the Bard ultimates really easily. Bard ult is practically a Pantheon ult's worth of distance, and can then set up the follow-up, and then the Gnar comes in. Let's see. All eyes on clear. He could be playing the Aurora, but he's going to do it. He's doing it.
All right, the Dudu tech coming on through here. Obviously, this was picked, a million years ago into the Gnar all the time, but it's only recently come back as an option thanks to Dudu from the DN Supers, and he will be taking it into the matchup against the Gnar in the top lane.
It's clear playing Aurora into it, which...
I don't know whether I want to play Sylas into Viktor that much.
Yeah, I mean, the way they set this swap, they swapped in a kind of a weird way, which was not the most efficient way to swap these champions, right? If the Sylas is going to go top, but they still can.
Yeah.
They still can. There's still time.
Just doing the HLE thing where they make sure that we talk about the fact that it could be going there, and then they swap it back anyway in the last minute.
Just make sure Ucal isn't playing our mid. Wait for it. Okay, lock it in.
And the Aurora has been used as an option into the Gnar as well. So it looks like that is what they're going to go with.
I think that as much as this matchup can be volatile, it can go poorly for the Aurora if there's a lot of jungle attention. It means you pull the junglers away from the bottom lane. So I like this choice. Playing the Sylas into the Viktor is not necessarily a fun time, but again, a lot of jungle focus is what's really going to be the deciding factor in all these matchups. So my point is Raptor's got a big job here, and he's going to have to be juggling a lot of different lanes here in order for them to get the win. Again, here for Kiwoom DRX, this quite simple. Safe, scale up, win the game.
Oh, Kizerg, baby. Once again, they have nailed it with the composition, but they need to figure it out with the gameplay. Let's get on the riff for game number 2. All right. Kiwoom DRX fans in full voice here today, but there are still quite a few on the other side of Chichik Lol Park as well, as we see LazyFeel on his favorite champion, using the frozen Ezreal skin as well, which was a favorite of Doublelift and Deft, if I remember correctly, although
yes.
Deft did switch over to Pulsefire for a lot of the later half of his career. That's all right. Cosmic Binding not going to quite find the angle, but there is the Electrocute proc that the Bards really do like.
Yep, they want to get those as much as possible. That's the only way you can play this lane. And obviously the Ezreal is going to have to weave some shots in while clearing these waves very quickly with his Q. And the Q resets. So very much a volatile matchup, but not one that neither team should have a kill pressure in unless...
Yeah, looking for an angle here by the looks of things. The Ignite is down onto Andil, as Kellin decided to take that here in this lane, really wanting to keep things aggressive.
It also is not going to be very effective using it on a 80% health Bard.
And also the Bard doesn't have snap healing either.
Yeah, it doesn't work
It does
that
have
way.
heal, obviously, but the sustain that a Bard has is not based on that.
It's not very Ignite value heavy.
Yeah,
so.
it's more like you go for a fight and then you lick your wounds afterwards, and that's going to help you by drinking tea and stuff like that.
You're not going to be running away to your tea with Ignite ticking on you and go, oh no, my heal reduction. As Raptor is kind of lurking here, might get the jump on Willer.
Yeah, Willer going to face check as he does hit a dagger, but doesn't hit the second one.
I think that's probably the best that Raptor could have done with that situation because it is an early game Pantheon.
Oh, nice Cosmic Binding there from Andil, as Kellin is going to soak the Mystic Shot, but it is still looking pretty good for Kiwoom DRX down here on this bottom side.
Gank in the mid lane. Sidestep. Unreal.
Yeah, Ucal is going to survive for now, and still moving, and survives. And our monitors may have turned off, but we turned around and we managed to catch the play. Nicely done, Wolf. Thank you very much for taking the lead on that turnaround.
Ah, it's all good. I had experience with the monitor going out the other day.
Aha.
Here we go. That's the volatility I was talking about, Rich.
Yeah, Rich actually looking for this, but decides not to invest the flash for the play. As we've seen this one before. As there is Willer and Andil making their way down. They do manage to get the spear down as there's the deadly flourish, but it's soaked by Andil. Taeun just going to have to look for a reset here. This is actually a head-in farm. The Jhin has been doing a pretty good job of last hitting.
Some of these minions will be lost, though.
Yeah, and they have the wave in a pretty good spot as well, unless Kellin can make something happen here. So, can be a bit of a rough one, as we have LazyFeel with Barrier and Flash up and available, and Taeun out of Summoner spells completely.
These two top laners are going to TP right into each other's faces here as they return to lane after a little bit of aggression there from Rich. And Ucal is just trying to hold this wave here. And like I said, we do a little bit of keep it sleepy Rise group sometimes. Slowed down a lot in this game. But I think for BNK, this is where you want things to be. You don't want any early disasters. You don't want to be having to gank. You don't want to be like, oh, we really messed up that earlier play, and now our Sylas is just not going to be able to play the game. Or the Aurora is not going to be able to have the edge that she's looking for. And the Jhin Karma is just, you know, pushing in and doing what it can. Obviously, lead is LazyFeel's right now.
Yep.
But that's all largely been on Andil's really good electrocute procs and his attempted bindings. I think this Ignite is just based on the fact that Jhin doesn't really do the short burst trade thing where he pops barrier and he's looking for that most of the time. So he took the heal. Kellin took the Ignite. It's a little bit of extra movement speed as well for Taeun that is his on command rather than, you know, needs Kellin's help, because Kellin's already going to be giving him movement speed. So it's a cool idea. It just isn't that helpful in the 2v2, unfortunately, where LazyFeel does have barrier, and he is going to be the one pushing and dictating the pace of this lane with the electrocutes from Andil.
Yeah, it just feels weird to take Ignite but not actually have the battle summoner advantage, as LazyFeel arcane shifting towards Taeun and even baits out a mantra that does go wide. Andil finds the angle here towards Raptor, who does get electrocuted by the Bard and does go untargetable, avoids one of the spears, but will have that cooldown back pretty quickly and does find it there. A couple of autos are going to be required as he flashes in, gets the stun, the fadeaway is good, and VicLa's not able to punish the Pantheon.
Really good punish here onto Raptor. Willer gets the secure there with the Pantheon as we have Andil coming back.
He flashes as Kellin has to flash away as well. Does get the fadeaway ignite as now Taeun comes on in. 3 bullets left in the chamber as they see Willer come in. He gets the Aegis for the speed up, but is able to get themselves a little bit far away. The Pantheon doesn't have an angle.
Okay, well, it's going to be the wave going back towards the Ezreal, who maintain in farm advantage, but no kills there on the bottom side. It's crazy how when Andil is playing Bard, he suddenly just like is the king of roaming. You know what I mean? Like, if he plays other champions, he doesn't actually make the same impact. But obviously here, it's the magical journey that allows him to make this play in the first place. But it's like Andil transforms into a different player when he's on this pick. It's crazy to watch. He helps set this one up. Willer comes over, secures it, surprises Raptor, I think, the timing of that late flash there to take him out.
Really nicely played by Kiwoom DRX here in this early game. And once again, it's a great early game from them. They get that first blood, and they are looking really strong. This time around, though, Clear does have a pretty good advantage towards the top side. I feel like Rich did a really good job in the last one of keeping things pretty even on the Cassante. This time around, though, the counterpick into the Gnar is working. And Clear does have a decent lead as far as farm, although I guess the money is very, very close. Still, everywhere else on the Rift is all about Kiwoom DRX.
It is very much a Kiwoom-favored game state. The only leading lane is the Aurora on the top side, which was able to escape that really aggressive play from Rich earlier, but has otherwise generated a pretty nice lead up there as some items start to come through. Andil, he's doing it again.
Yep, just going to get an electrocute. Mystic Shot is not going to land, so Taeun is looking a little healthier than he otherwise could have been.
Super annoying for the Jhin, who just can't quite reach that 4th shot right now in this trading pattern.
Yeah. And Andil, like, just going over and hitting a binding and then auto-attacking and getting an electrocute proc for what feels like 2 abilities, it's just really frustrating. He's just doing it off cooldown.
Yeah, it's like Bard harassment.
Yeah.
As Raptor does have level 6, and they're trying to bait something here. LazyFeel playing very safely instead, though. So it doesn't look like there's going to be a lot of agency. Don't forget, Willer also has his ult available for a longer fight. And Andil is just like, well, I turned this into a safe position, and now I'm on the attack.
Yeah, he is moving
and I'm on a
towards
ward.
the mid lane. There is a Raptor in the area. Andil still comfortably able to get rid of this control ward. VicLa steals away an Arcane Storm. Haven't really seen too much from this Sylas thus far outside of trying to defend his jungler as he limped into his lane. The Grand Starfall is up and available here for Willer as well. It has been for a level or two. And Andil is going to just... Oh, man, he
really
gets an accidental interruption. I swear I didn't see him. Never mind, he had the sweeper. So
yeah, he really wants to, it feels like, bait them into a bad fight where Willer's just going to be able to collapse with his ultimate. And BNK aren't going to take the bait, but the truth is, because of the control they had over Dragon, sure, you didn't get the fight, you don't opt into a bad situation, but you don't opt into defending the Dragon either. And so Dragon goes down, and everything is coming up Kiwoom favored right now.
Yeah, almost 1,000 gold just by better laning. Of course, Willer having that first blood by killing his opposite number, but the lanes haven't really been affected by the junglers so much today. They've just been affecting each other. So this is all down to Kiwoom DRX playing pretty well.
They might actually be able to deny these. They're going to go on to Raptor.
Yeah, he flashes, he uses everything. True Shot Barrage even is going to clear up the rest of the doggos, and Rich celebrates with a bit of a Goomba Stomp, and Willer says, thank you very much for the leash.
Raptor was like, can I play the game now? And Kiwoom DRX all unanimously were like, no, absolutely not.
Yep. As VicLa looks for a bit of an angle but doesn't quite get there. There is the Death Ray coming down as well. And this was the decision into the Viktor. We've seen the Sylas into Viktor angle picked up in the past quite a few times. I believe we saw it in one of our series.
T1 series, I think.
Yeah, the T1 series. That did happen.
Yeah, and like, the Sylas obviously can get on top of the Viktor that's very immobile and trade with him well, and he utilizes the ultimate very well that he steals from the Viktor. There's a lot of cool things you could do with it, but in a game state like this where everyone's kind of naturally ahead, it's a little bit tougher. VicLa's going to try to make a lead.
Yeah, interruption, but still makes it through the magical journey. It's just not going to be enough as Andil flashes away from his own ultimate, and VicLa is able to flash over and kill the Bard and avoid getting hit by the real Tempered Fate. Nicely done.
Caster Blessing, perhaps, you know?
Yeah.
He is able to finally get something done in this game. He'll have to drop a wave to do it, or at least most of that wave, but finally punishes this roaming Bard. And, you know, we were talking about it, the play here with Raptor on these grubs is there's a Pantheon that has ult, right? Andil's coming over. Rich has Prio as well with Gnar. And it's ultimately Andil who gets the kill anyways. But, yeah, I think doing this grub set was a little bit risky.
Yeah.
And like they have so much vision here. Andil is just trying to do too much, and he's been very successful until this moment at setting that up. And he tries to stop VicLa, who's melee, from getting in there with his own Tempered Fate, but the flash is good. Now he's got Rocket Belt. And so maybe this Sylas Aurora solo lane angle could be a window into this game, because it's still a tiny gold lead. That's mostly just this Pantheon's first blood.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot in it at this stage, and I think the mid game is going to be pretty scary here for BNK FEARX, especially with VicLa. Once he's able to steal away an ultimate from Rich, perhaps, could certainly be an angle, but he is going to get stunned up by the gravity field and does need to be very, very careful. True Shot Barrage also going to tag him, and Ucal is able to lock that one down. So that's the caster curse. Had the blessing prior, then the curse.
Raptor.
Now Raptor is trying to go home, and he just gets gnawed back and takes the house as well. Rich turns into Mini Gnar at exactly the right time, slows him down with a boomerang, and I don't know whether Raptor is going to be surviving this one. Good flat from Rich, and secures the solo bowler.
And actually, they could get more, because Willer's coming up here. Okay, I was going to say, Clear, you cannot keep pushing right now.
Andil is going to break the chain. And at least Raptor gets his Cycler Sword, so does have his first item, but Willer's already out onto the map.
Can you imagine? I mean, just knowing there's no enemy jungler because you just killed him. You TP back to catch the wave, and then your Pantheon ults in, and you get basically 2 kills. That would have been absolutely insane.
Yep.
I thought that was about to happen, but Clear is respectful.
And Rich having a bit of a day out now. This was the one sort of point of power for BNK FEARX is Clear up towards his top side, but now with Rich grabbing that solo, he's feeling very good about it. And let's have a look at this one more time.
So
Yeah, spots on vision.
Pulls him back. And it's very early, the jump here, but not really much that he could do. He's hoping that getting over this wall is enough, but... And he says, seconds before he flashes, he's like, I got him. And then he's going to say, he says, I'm going to TP back. He does. And I thought maybe there would be like a discussion there about whether or not Willer could ult the Aurora, but not thinking too far ahead on that one, and Clear does leave as that's happening. Didn't have full vision either.
And now Clear does have his dash cannon as well, so proto belts aplenty here. 3 of them already purchased as Ucal able to use his to avoid Kellin. And in comes the Pantheon. Willer just helps clear out the wave, and now they're going to fight for some control around this Drake. Kiwoom DRX looking at Double Dragon if they do take this next Infernal. And is going to stun up VicLa here as well. Does smite him at the same time. The Aegis comes down, but it's not getting a lot of value as Raptor gets in behind him. Still, Willer is able to get himself out of the way, and the chains do not connect. And Ucal this entire time is just doing so much DPS. True Shot Barrage has just been on point here by LazyFeel.
Yeah, he's actually
trying to snipe assists, and Tane is now in a lot of trouble. Arcane Shift over the wall, and these Mystic Shots are landing. Doesn't find that last one. And
all right.
Tane's just going to have to back.
Tane is going to have to back here. This should be the Dragon going over to Kiwoom DRX. Double Dragon would be massive.
They're on vision.
Raptor coming back here. This is a risky contest if they do commit, but VicLa has that lifesteal.
Yeah, he goes in, gets stunned up. VicLa is very dead. Raptor gets the fadeaway steal, though, and the curtains have now been called. Willer making it past the rest of his teammates. Just barely avoids that last one, but they go between the worlds, and Clear is looking to take him down. Oh, will the Merkwolves destroy him? No, the Karma will. And out they will go. Kiwoom DRX not even able to get the Drake, and BNK FEARX looking way better.
All right, now it's a big turn here for BNK. Puts the Jhin in a gold lead here. But ultimately, is it enough to turn the fate of this game? That is the question, as we're going to see a defensive teleport here from Ucal to keep this turret up. As initially for me on the Dragon, I thought going in there was incredibly greedy. Like, look at the setup that they have here. They have Ucal pretty well spaced. But this is a Sylas comp that can brawl pretty well. LazyFeel very low on mana as well in this fight. So yes, VicLa is just blown up, but they get the steal. And then Taeyun is like, it doesn't matter how low health I am, because we have this composition that chases incredibly well. Clear is here, and Rich doesn't have TP, so he cannot join. And then some kind of shenanigans ensue here, and Kellin ultimately is the one who picks up the kill. So that's also not the greatest news for BNK, but at least they do secure that additional blow. The main thing is denying the Dragon.
And so now, Mountain Soul available for both of them if they are able to get the next 3. And that could be a lot of power here. Add some tankiness to some team compositions that don't necessarily have a lot of it. And there's Kellin walking on over, trying to annoy Andil, trying to get some vision down, and will be able to do so. Ucal and Clear, both of them doing a fair bit of damage here in this game thus far. Kiwoom DRX still with a little bit of a gold lead, but that is slowly falling away. And if we were to talk about like tempo vibes, I would say that BNK FEARX have finally found some here in this mid game.
I'm not getting any tempo vibes right now myself. It's really just hard to know who's really
honestly
vibing.
The Fries Group ones are different. You know, it's a very different type of tempo vibe. It's nothing to do with the game state at all, not even a little bit.
An incorrect tempo vibe assessment is also just forgivable in the Rise Group.
Oh yeah. And it's not really like a thing that will dictate how the game goes. It's just a feeling you get. It's entirely subjective in the Rise Group.
Yeah, entirely. Completely. So we are going to have a Herald contest here from Kiwoom DRX. So Andil has his ult, which is the most important part of their ability to fight this. Is Ucal also is not able to get access. Like I think it's going to have to be a crazy Bard ult if they're going to win this one. And
speaking of which, it's right on top of Taeyun. Let's see whether they can find an angle as LazyFeel taking so much damage here. True Shot Barrage onto just Taeyun. But that is a pretty good target, and now Willer is going to make his way in. It's a great position for the ulti to separate VicLa, who's now having to flash away, but Ucal flashes after him and gets the finish. Now Clear is dashing in, looking for LazyFeel. That is a phenomenal deadly flourish to connect, but Rich is still looking for Clear and will find him as the ulti comes in from Raptor, but Rich is going to outplay him. He's going to hit Mega as well to get that health bar up, and Taeyun dealing with the Arcane Storm now can't do anything about this gigantic Gnar, and I think Rich may have just saved the game for Kiwoom DRX.
I think he did. They're trying to get this turret. The minion wave is thinned, but they should be able to, with just a few more autos here, take this one out, which will also be, at 17 minutes, first turret.
Yeah, first turret, and they get the Eye of the Herald as well.
The Herald gets picked up, and it's going to be used to recall Willer out of there. He does not commit to second turret. I want to watch in this fight what happens with VicLa, because he's got his Gnar bar, or his stolen Gnar. He just goes on to Willer for some reason. Like, I was like, how are they actually able to get close the gap, because I thought he was just going to try to zone Ucal out. Instead, Ucal just gets the fight for free because VicLa sent it onto a Pantheon that just walks away and then is able to ult in. I think that was probably one of the biggest whiffs for the Sylas. That's the stolen Gnar ultimate. That's one of your big power points, and he just sent it into a Pantheon as...
Oh,
VicLa,
once again, VicLa is very, very low. Gets stunned up by Willa, and is just taken out by the Pantheon as well. Tempered Fate has to be avoided here by Clear, who dash cannons back the other direction as well. The Gnar into the wall up, and Rich, he's going to walk away because cool guys do not look at exploding Auroras. And now Raptor is just going to have to turn tail and run. Turn a lot of tails, in fact, and run.
he wants that Grump, though.
Does get the Grump, so will win that 1v1.
He feels safe with the Grump. I'm running to my Grump, where I will get some farm in this game.
That's the same as me. I'm more of a PvE gamer myself. I would agree. It's all right. LazyFeel trying to get out of the way. Good sidestep.
As this game has gone off the rails pretty quickly, but this is why you don't trust your tempo vibes.
I was going to say, the tempo vibes call was absolutely incorrect in every way, shape, and form.
I mean, this time he gets the Sylas ult stolen, but it's lethal tempo Gnar, and he's just so far behind. It just doesn't work out. Then he goes back in here. Yeah, to be honest, I'll say it, like, I considered VicLa to be a very good Sylas player.
Yeah.
But I think he's just having a bit of an off game here as the game is getting more and more desperate. He's trying to be the playmaker, but it's just not working out. And Kiwoom DRX are looking for their second dragon here of the game with a 4,000 gold lead now, really, that they have. And LazyFeel has gone for the Glutinous Greaves variant here. He is starting to become a little bit larger himself. Obviously not, he's behind the Jhin, but when the rest of the comp is falling apart, a Jhin with a lead means very little because he just can't do it alone.
Yeah. He has definitely got a lot of gluten. That's all he got. I don't really want to go into the Glutinous Greaves thing again, but it's a very fun one.
Well, right now the Jhin is gluten-free.
Yeah, and the problem is, it seems like gluten is what is giving LazyFeel his power, as he is almost at that 2-item spike, and just needs to clear out a few more minions before I think he goes for the reset.
So we have what? We have treads, with just boots that are swift, right?
Yeah.
Boots of Lucidity. So I guess we doubled up on boots. I was going to say, like, how do we have double Greaves? How did that happen? As VicLa, again, the target.
Tempered Fate is going to hit that cannon. He nailed the cannon, though, ladies and gentlemen, before he did inevitably go down. And Ucal missed it.
Yeah,
okay. Oh, wait, no, that was his cannon. Never mind.
I don't really think that there was much he could do with the Tempered Fate specifically to escape from 3 people there. He tried his best. But being that far up into the Pantheon with ult, with no turret, you know, it's I think a symptom of the game state, right? Like, he's a Sylas that's 1-4 before this death, right? 2,000 gold behind this Viktor. The pick is not working out. And the Aurora in the top side also not working. And so you're trying to get on the map, you're trying to get some money, but
yeah,
I think this game is just done.
I feel like that it might be that way as well, even though it is only That's all right. We are just going to settle in. Raptor is on that Grump once again. He felt safe before. I don't know whether he's safe this time, because he can go untargetable, so he's going to be all right.
Yeah. They're just trying to now oppressively group. Like, they don't have Pantheon ult, but they don't have to dive super deep. They can just wait for opportunities. Bard ult can turn off the turret, right? Can isolate the Jhin.
Yeah.
So it's a very defensive timing here for BNK. Like, they have, I mean, that's not really the best usage of the word timing, but it's a very defensive time they have to get through here in order to get out on the other side, where hopefully the Jhin is scaling and, you know, the Aurora can burst.
Yeah. I mean, Taeyoon does have at least a couple of items, and it's not Ghostblade into Rapid Fire Cannon, which can feel pretty lackluster for damage.
You can see the gold
utility is much higher.
The gold graph also had the tempo vibes for BNK at that moment, where you were kind of putting it down.
Yeah, yeah.
It's since sold out.
Yeah, it kind of ran away. As Willer is just going to dive on top of Kellin, doing a whole bunch of damage. The Magical Journey brings the rest of the gang over, but there is the turn, but Tempered Fate will answer it. No more curtain call for Taeyoon. It's True Shot Barrage over a couple of them, and LazyFeel doing a lot of damage. Rich turns up and says, anyone need Kellin? And they will back away.
They do back away, which I think is the appropriate choice here, but now they've got this pretty big siege onto the mid turret. And again, they're just kind of waiting for the next objective, right? The Baron is a little bit too early here at this point. It's just now the 2 items here for LazyFeel. Doesn't have that 3rd one just yet. He's going to go back and buy. We'll get a component here, and we're doing a little bit more damage, but even the Viktor that is obviously quite large in this game is not able to rush Baron, especially if he dies.
Well, VicLa is going to look to try and kill him here as Raptor is going to come on over as well. He goes golden though. And now the Pantheon comes in. Nice stun! And Ucal still alive, gets the double for VicLa. And I think that should mean Baron.
If he doesn't die, then I guess they just can do the Baron.
Oh no.
Okay, well, sometimes it's just that simple.
And sometimes you do have to, like, the Hail Marys do sometimes need to be thrown.
Yeah, no, I mean, you've got to try to find something in this game. Like, this looks initially like, okay, we got this. The problem is that there's a Bard and a Pantheon. Like I said, their ults work well in tandem. And Andil is able to join here from super far away, but the real problem was the Pantheon showing up there. And
yeah,
like, there is no good play. This is 500 gold lead for Taeyoon has, I felt like, never gone away this whole game, but it just doesn't matter. If, like, the Jhin was 2,700 gold ahead instead of the Viktor, but the rest of the team was still behind, like, it also, I think, would look the same.
Yeah, I think it would look the same. It's still Jhin. Like, it just, I don't know.
It's not that, I know I'm not as much of a Jhin hater as you are, but Jhin can't function on its own.
Yeah.
It is like...
I feel like Jhin has phenomenal utility. And I just think that you really do need other carries to push it forward, and he augments them quite effectively.
Even if you have a really sharp and, like, very, very powerful bullet, if there's no, like, barrel to the gun, it doesn't
it is
matter.
still just, if you're throwing the bullet at them, it still won't really hurt. It'll just be annoying. Unless it's a really big bullet. In which case, if you threw it at them, it would probably still hurt. But okay, VicLa is going to grab a Tempered Fate, does use it onto Rich here, but the Tempered Fate, the real one, is going to get his flash. Now, you've got a steal of a dragon. Let's see whether Raptor can get any value out of that one, as VicLa is going down very, very low. VicLa goes in, doesn't land the chains though, and just kind of explodes. But killing this Pantheon is definitely high value, as LazyFeel getting a whole lot of DPS down, and Raptor needs to get the heck out of there.
Rich
Mid laner for jungle is going to be the trade, but BNK FEARX do deny the Drake.
Yeah, Rich is still pushing though. He's getting so much value with the side lane Gnar. And that's the 7th death for VicLa in this game. He is just trying so desperately to do anything and is really struggling, as this Viktor is very tanky, right? Like, has the belt. Yes, thank you. I'm struggling with the belt today.
It's it can be dash cannon as well. It's got two.
Yeah. You're right. And like, VicLa has to TP out of the side, and he just shows up and he's like, I did my part. Technically, like, he did, but they can't kill Ucal here. And stealing the dragon and going 1-for-1 just isn't really the path back into the game. It's not a loss, but like, you are losing more on the map.
They did lose the Baron as a result of that play. Kiwoom DRX, I guess, just went over and took it and said, VicLa, it's okay if you're dead. We'll let somebody else smite, and no one smote it, and they just took it. Interesting. They did know that that Raptor had to go back, though, as now Tempered Fate is going to come on down. Clear does go between the worlds, so gets a lot of damage down. And now the Gnar from VicLa is being set up. He does find LazyFeel with it. Ucal, though, just sends him to the Nether Realm. My goodness, that Arcane Storm pop damage was way higher than it had any right to be. Or VicLa is just way further behind than he has any right to be.
It is crazy this is a negative Baron power play.
Yeah.
After it is all said and done, as Raptor is, I don't know, he's not going to die. He's utilizing the kit well, but I think going in there was questionable at best, as they are trying to fight under their inhibitor turret, and Viktor is coming back, so...
They're just going to run over towards the dragon that isn't there.
This game feels like, obviously it's a huge lead. There's a lot of errors from BNK here and there. They're trying to find their ways back into the game, trying to burst down these targets, right? But like, it just feels like they're so far behind that even though their plays are correct, they're proactive, like there's some good decisiveness here, it just isn't going to work. On the other hand, it's 27 minutes into this game. Kiwoom DRX had a Baron, which was basically neutral on gold after they got those kills in that top skirmish. They lost another dragon, and suddenly it's like, wait, they can close this game out, right? I think so, with the 3,000 gold lead on this Viktor. I do think They should be the victors of this game. I think we should be going to a third and final.
We can guarantee that Ucal will be a Viktor and VicLa will be a VicLa. I think that's the guarantees that we have here in this game when it comes to victory.
It's just, it seems like the way that this game is going right now means that there's like a lot of extra farming time where the gold difference is still large, but 5,000 gold means less and less every objective that goes by. And maybe if BNK FEARX can hold on to these inhibitors and Kiwoom DRX mess up just one team fight on an upcoming Baron, or if they steal another Dragon, maybe there's an in. Not for Raptor here, though.
Yeah, Raptor is going to go untargetable for a few moments, gets Gnar into the wall as Pantheon is going to show up. There is a Tempered Fate just to try and buy some space. But they do manage to get out of the way of it. Willis shows up, but he's a little bit late to that party. Kiwoom DRX are just going to have to try another time.
They will win
on
this game,
both of these objectives. I have no idea what. This is the FEARX group, right? This is not about winning or losing. This is like, about the experience, the journey.
But it's FEARX group preseason. I'm already kind of like, but I thought we knew.
No.
We haven't had that many games like this.
The whole point of knowing the FEARX group is not knowing. That's how you know.
I know, but like I guess I just don't know that I don't know, and so I just keep thinking that I know.
That's true. The essence of not knowing is not knowing. So you not knowing is truly knowing, or it's not knowing.
The knowledge
the
is
deeper
absent.
you get, the worse it is.
Okay, well look, that was a little bit of a weird scrappy fight where they didn't get a whole lot, but look, no objective was up. It's okay, nothing's really wasted. True Sharp Ross will be back in just a second. Willer's not going to have his ult when this dragon spawns necessarily, but he'll be very close to it. He'll be able to get it up. It doesn't necessarily matter anyways because they're going to have prio. Surely they'll just be able to prevent the Baron trade, grab Soul Point, keep pushing some waves, eventually start to threaten some Pantheon ults. They've got great siege with this Viktor, and then they'll get a Baron, and they'll open up the base, and they'll win the game. That's, that's what I think.
Whoa.
Based on what we know about League of Legends.
That doesn't sound very FEARX group to me.
I don't know. This team's pretty good.
Well, that is going to be a steal on the red buff to start this one up. Good deadly flourish there from Tane, but ultimately doesn't mean anything at all.
So all they got to do is make sure it's not a trade. They have mid-prio. They're sending only half of the team to secure Dragon. They're going to send the other half to Baron, clear vision, so they can go from Dragon to Baron and look for a turn. Very clean stuff here. Oh, Raptor!
Oh dear, he's going to face check and explode. Well, now it should be Baron as well, because they killed the jungler while they were taking the dragon.
They set a trap before the dragon was even taken, and Raptor went straight into it. But he just didn't have any vision, he didn't have any control, he didn't have any information, and wasn't just...
They had 2 scrying orbs.
Listen, Atlus.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I shouldn't say silly things like that. And one of those scrying orbs was in the bottom lane.
I just feel like the way that, I don't know, I feel like I've said this like 7 times this game, but the way that this game is going, he just thought, okay, well, there's a chance something that's unpredictable is happening here, and so I should be nearby.
Oh, bounty gold! Man, True Sharp Ross did a lot of damage. Ucal now has a Magi's, because he's 5-0-5, and he feels like it's a good idea. I don't blame him.
So with this Baron,
yes,
the objective is, okay, instead of saying I think they should or I think this will, say the objective is to push these lanes in full
there you go,
and open up this base.
Let's just say what the outcome needs to be and see what they do in order to try and achieve.
Yeah.
So Kiwoom DRX are going to attempt to destroy the enemy Nexus.
There's no flank wards here on the top side for VicLa to use. They did their due diligence there. There are some on the right side, but they're not pushing that way, so it's okay. They should be safe. 2 inhibitor turrets.
This 4-1 is working out very, very well. As there's a bit of an army of siege minions here. First inhibitor going to go down in the mid lane with not a lot of response from BNK FEARX. I don't know whether there's going to become a better time to try and go all in for this because their Nexus turrets are now under siege. And Kiwoom DRX are just so scary. There's a Tempered Fate stolen away, but the first Nexus turret is going to go down. There's a Tempered Fate just to stop the turret from getting any work done. And into the backline goes Clear, and out he goes after giving them a good old thumbs up. That's going to be the second Nexus turret, and Kiwoom DRX will bring us to 6 games on the night. Friends, iDrop's extremely happy about the value they're getting this half of the LCK for 2026 as Ucal, big grin on his face, and we may yet get that big celebration.
Kiwoom DRX play the better early mid, and the Sylas just does not get off the ground.